So it's time to find out all about pathways. And as the club board director, it's my honor and privilege to tell you a little about how you can be on your way when it comes to a pathway. At any point of time, if you have any burning questions, do feel free to put them in the chat window. And I would request Tanya Gandhi to let me know what these questions are. However, I will try to end around 9:03 because I have a 45 minutes for this. And then we will have the next 15 minutes for the presentation. For the question and answers. So Tanya, I hope that's right. But if there is a burning question, please feel free to unmute yourself and speak. That, I think, will do the trick. So Toastmasters International, where leaders are made. And of course, I normally spend a lot of time on these slides because this is what you still get when you are on Pathways. Can someone tell me what's happening on that picture in the top left-hand corner? So you have to answer in the chat, top left-hand corner, what is happening, in the center, what is happening, in the top right-hand corner, what is happening, and in the bottom left-hand corner, what is happening. Tanya, you have to help me out here. So has anyone posted anything in the chat? Let's start off with the top left-hand corner. What's happening there?
One podium. I got this reply. I think all of the top left, one person is speaking, speaker speaking.
Okay, the others, are they not speaking? Are they like, I can see them speaking in the others as well. What's different that is not there in the other pictures?
Okay. In the second, in the picture in the middle, everyone is participating in the meeting in some way.
They're all writing down something. Are they even looking
Yeah.
at the speaker? So what are they doing? Okay, think about it. Think about it. In the top right-hand corner, what is happening?
They are praising a good speech.
Okay.
Clapping,
What is happening
leadership.
in the bottom left-hand corner?
Someone is written clapping.
Are they not clapping in the top right-hand corner?
No, in the top right corner, the clapping is after the person has given the speech, and the bottom left corner, they are clapping to welcome the speaker.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
Because
to tell you,
okay.
Yes, go on.
Because
go
we
on.
can notice the difference in the magnitude of the expressions on the faces and the body language.
Okay.
The people
very
on the
good.
top right are more enthusiastic.
All right.
And the people in the bottom are less enthusiastic. You know, you can obviously notice the energy differences.
Okay. I think I'm going to take your word for it, but I'm going to tell you how I look at these four pictures. And that's exactly what happens in Toastmasters International, where, by the way, leaders are made. We don't believe leaders are born. In the top left-hand corner, you see one person is speaking and there is like an interaction between two people. You see no one else in the picture because Toastmasters is at some level still about one-on-one interaction. In the picture in the center, probably a workshop is being conducted because a lot of people are taking notes. These people may also be role players who are taking notes about the meeting. In the bottom left-hand corner, of course, people are applauding. So someone is speaking and people are applauding, which is normally what you see in a meeting. And in the top right-hand corner, the focus is on the audience, probably a contest. And everyone is enjoying. Maybe it's a humorous speech contest. So these are the various aspects of Toastmasters. I would like to remind you that in Pathways, none of these aspects, and I repeat, none of these aspects are lost. But before I tell you about what is lost, let me tell you about what is gained. And of course, it all started when this gentleman, do you know who this gentleman is? The founder of Toastmasters International?
Ralph C. Smedley.
Dr. Ralph C. Smedley, the YMCA Educational Director, and he founded Toastmasters on 22nd October 1924 in a basement in Santa Ana, California. Now, I'm going to show you one after another two very famous quotes of his by which you will actually understand why we are talking and delivering a presentation on Pathways. The first, communication leads to the discovery of hidden abilities, broadens the person's conception of how to live with people. It brings out for use the leadership traits and abilities and thus helps to prepare the individual to be a leader. Now, this was a quote in a book of his, which was quite a bestseller. You can probably go and check. This is one quote I want you to think about by the time we are done with this presentation. Second quote is easier. We learn in moments of enjoyment. Do you agree, ladies and gentlemen, that we learn in moments of enjoyment?
Yes, I completely agree.
Okay. more enjoyable? And is it even required? Why did we suddenly come up with pathways? Well, let me tell you about the journey of Toastmasters till now. We started off with this basic training for Toastmasters, which was introduced a long time back, shortly after the First World War or the Second World War. I am very bad with dates. The basic training of Toastmasters, before it came, Dr. Ralph C. Smedley would actually give handwritten feedback to people on speeches, and some of these letters are still not very much there. Imagine actually getting a written feedback by Dr. Ralph C. Smedley. But then after a point, they realized that's not the way. And slowly, late in the 1970s, the competent communicator, of course, the manual did not look like that. It looked very different, was introduced. After a point, the competent leader manual was introduced. And then in the early 1980s, we had all kinds of advanced manuals being introduced. For example, interpersonal communication, storytelling, speaking on media, which changed its names a lot of times. So you see, ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters and the educational program has been changing over the years. It's not like it was always the same and it's suddenly pathways. No, that's not the case. The educational program has changed, and this is just a very small reflection of how that change came into being. However, with time, pathways has become the new normal. And I'm going to show you some very interesting facts and data about pathway. With pathways, learning is revitalized. And how exactly is that? Well, pathways has high value, fun, customized to your needs, is flexible, it's competency rich, it's resource rich, it's meaningful, and it provides with effective evaluations. In fact, evaluations in pathways are very personalized and thus extremely effective. I would now like to draw your attention to the picture of the gear on the right. I believe where there is a gear, there is nothing to fear because everything probably moves in the right direction. So I'm going to tell you a few things about pathways. First, 143 countries have adopted pathways. Second, 99.45% of paths are actually online. 3 out of 5 members are enrolled in pathways. 247,939 are the total number of paths that has been accessed. As per a member in District 74, Pathways has provided a flexible and achievable way for me to progress in Toastmasters. And I completely agree. 81,287 Pathways badges have been awarded, most of them being inspirational. Last but not the least, 147,006 members have completed level 1. And 97.67% of members agree that level 1 projects apply to life outside Toastmasters. And by the way, this data is as per 1st April 2019. So can you believe how much it must have progressed by since then? Well, to tell you a little bit more about this magical Toastmasters and an introduction to Pathways, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and start sharing it once again in a slightly different manner because I'm going to play a video for all of you. So ladies and gentlemen, please be ready to welcome Pathways into your life.
Problem, Ayan? Can't hear you.
Is there a problem in the video playing?
Yeah, can't see any video.
No videos.
Uh-oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. My bad. Sometimes you don't really get to see what's in front of you. And I'm sorry about that. Just give me a moment. I'm going to start sharing once again. Oh, I never clicked on sharing. Ah, my bad, my bad. But that's okay. You know, sometimes we don't see what's right in front of us, like Pathways. And here,
Welcome to the TOASTMASTERS Pathways learning experience, an exciting, flexible, and interactive way to develop your skills. Building on Ralph Smedley's original vision and Toastmasters' core competencies, Pathways upholds the club experience while offering new, revitalized educational content that helps you learn communication and leadership skills. The skills you will learn will give you a competitive advantage in the workplace and maximize your potential. Pathways allows you to leverage more than 300 competencies across more than 60 projects. These projects are divided into 11 specialized learning paths that allow you to tailor your experience to fit your goals and your pace. While all paths have the same level of difficulty and help to build public speaking skills and confidence, each path has its own unique focus. All 11 paths feature elective projects to choose from that allow you to further tailor your experience. All of this content is available online and is accessible from a computer, laptop, or tablet, allowing you to learn anytime, anywhere. Printed and accessible materials are also available. With Toastmasters members around the globe, we've also translated Pathways materials into a variety of languages, including French, simplified Chinese, and Spanish. If you'd like to work online, Basecamp is the place where you'll find all of the materials for your learning experience, along with tools for your journey. On Basecamp, you'll be able to share feedback with fellow club members, view badges you've earned, access and save digital speech evaluations, and more. When you first begin Pathways, you can take an optional online assessment that will recommend the path that best aligns with your goals. Projects include a variety of interactive elements, including questionnaires, quizzes, menus, and expandable content. Educational videos model skills and provide demonstrations of the concepts you are learning. Pathways brings with it many new learning opportunities. It upholds your club experience while allowing you to tailor your education experience to fit your needs. And best of all, your first path is free with your membership. So what are you waiting for? Choose your learning path and you'll be well on the way to building a better you.
so that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed that video. I will start screen sharing in a moment after removing the optimization so that you can see my screen as well. So that is it, an introduction to Pathways. I hope you enjoyed the video. How many of you have seen this video sometime in the past? How many of you have not seen this video at all? And this is the first time you saw it? Silence is not always golden, but I'm going to let it be beholden. So that was an introduction to Pathways. And now I'm going to tell you about a little bit more. Now, if you go and visit the Pathways section in Toastmasters International.
Actually, I have seen not exactly this video, but a similar video in TLI.
Okay.
I've attended two TLIs.
Very good. So, of course, you're updated, which is amazing, but you've seen a similar video, which is great. So now I'm going to tell you, Pathways has help when you need it. Be it Pathways frequently asked questions, which I really want you to go and check out after this session. Achievements and awards, where you can discover what you can accomplish. And volunteering, where you can learn how to participate in the translation of Pathways. These are just some of the many things. Because you see, Pathways helps you learn communication and leadership skills that you need to succeed. It gives you the opportunity to build up to 300 unique competencies, 11 specialized learning paths to choose from, and you have online content at the click of your finger that you can use to learn anywhere, anytime. And finally, real-world transferable skills. Now, don't take my word for it. Listen to this. Look at these testimonials, because testimonials don't lie. Look at Kate Arnold, the city councilor from Oregon, Beaverton. Through presentation mastery, Kate was inspired to create short stories to get her community messages across in an interesting and memorable way. Or for that matter, look at James Wands, the CAD draftsman of Williamette Manufacturer and Supply Company Limited. After completing the strategic relationships part, James is much more comfortable in groups, talking to people, shaking hands and connecting. I suggest he doesn't do that in a post-COVID world, but it's the comfort that matters. Look at Kaushik Balasubramaniam, the technical lead of Intel Corporation. When given the challenge and opportunity to move from India to the United States, Kaushik looked to pathways to create a bigger impact among native English speakers and to run work groups in a new environment. And last but not the least, Adrian Jefferson Schoffer, the marketing operations consultant at Kaiser Permanente. Now, Adrian used pathways to enhance her career. In her words, the training has made me more focused and disciplined at work and improved my interaction with colleagues. These are not just some of the testimonials that we have. There have been testimonials across people about why pathways works. You see, pathways is an amalgamation of experiences. It's tailored, self-paced learning. You have the flexibility to choose the experience you want. You have greater access to materials than ever before. You have expanded resources and real-world applicability. The things you learn in pathways, you will be using it outside of pathways. Now, I really believe in this saying by the first international woman president of Toastmasters, and she had once said, and I quote Helen Blanchard, that when you know what is it you can get out of Toastmasters, you will never get out of Toastmasters. Now, I would like to quote, when you know what is it you can get out of pathways, you will get out of pathways and you will apply it in the real world because it works wonders. And I will be very happy to share some of my personal experiences at the end of the training if time permits. You see, Pathways program cuts across 5 core competencies of public speaking, interpersonal communication, strategic leadership, management, and confidence. There are 300 unique sub-competencies, as you already read, across 11 specialized paths. What started off with 59 projects is now 60. Now, can someone tell me what is the best path? Is it dynamic leadership? Is it effective coaching? Is it engaging humor? Is it innovative planning? Is it leadership development? What is it? There's so many parts and you can't even see the ones at the bottom. So I am going to ask you to try and tell me which path do you think is the easiest and which path do you think is the best? Some answers, please. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, this is your moment.
Ayan, can I?
Yes, please.
So I don't believe I have an answer for the question which is the best path or which is the easiest one because I have only one path. But to answer the question that which is the most used path, I believe it's dynamic leadership.
That's a very intelligent question. You almost got it right. So you stopped at 98. There is no easy path. There is no difficult path. All paths are equally complicated and you have to decide what's best for you. And we will tell you how. So you're almost there. And I think dynamic leadership is has been one of my paths as well and very dynamic. But let me tell you what is not difficult at all. It is the progression between pathways. Now, in pathways, you can actually go and complete any level at any point in time, but you cannot get credit for it in Club Central. However, please do so one after other. So level 1 is mastering fundamentals. Level 2 is learning your style. Level 3 is how you can get to increase your knowledge. Level 4 is building skills. And level 5 is demonstrating expertise. Of course, we all know the 3 most important projects in level 1. Icebreaker. A very big myth about Icebreaker is that you have to deliver a speech about your entire life. Not true. You can deliver speech about some aspect of your life. Evaluation and feedback is one of my favorite projects in which you actually should go and find out how evaluation is done. There are videos. You can evaluate someone and then you will see what your scores are compared to someone else. So there is this video on evaluation, like an evaluation tutorial when you go into the evaluation section. And then the project itself allows you to deliver a speech once, which ideally should not be mentored, get all the evaluation for it and try to incorporate that feedback and then deliver it again. And then once you know what is it and how to incorporate feedback, you will then evaluate someone. And of course, researching and presenting, wherein you should research on a topic you know little to nothing and come and speak about it, ensure that you speak to an expert and so on and so forth. So a lot of different, very, very interesting things presented in a very entertaining manner with videos and supporting documents and so many other things by which you're learning. The kind of learning you have is going to stay on for sure. Now, I'm going to give you an example of getting started. A lot of you, let's be honest, don't know exactly where to start, and that really breaks my heart. So I'm going to stop sharing this, and I'm going to start sharing a video. And this time, I will first click on sharing. I will not make the same mistake twice. I will escape this slide sharing, and I will start off with the video here. I'm going to pause the video. Oh, this is so tough. And then I'm going to come to Zoom once again, and I'm going to share my screen. Now, do you see the video? Yes, no, maybe?
Yes.
On your screen, you do see the video. Perfect. So I'm going to play the video and here it goes.
I just chose my path. I think you did too. Let's log into Basecamp and get started together. Basecamp is your Pathways home base. You can access everything for your education there. The first step is to open your Toastmasters profile. This is where you find it. You will go to Basecamp from this page every time. When you are ready to work in your Pathways projects, just select Go on the Go to Basecamp tile. It's right here. Most people are members of one club, so as soon as they land on this page, they are ready to go. I am a member of 2 clubs, so the first thing I have to do is choose my club. Once I choose my club, I select Go. You're in! Take a few minutes to explore Basecamp and be sure to watch a few tutorials to help you on your way.
You're not audible.
I'm sorry. Hi. So that is it. You just have to click and then you will know what's happening. Just have to go to toastmasters.org, click on Pathways, take that test to find out what kind of path is suitable for you. There will be 3 recommendations, and from therein, you can start your wonderful journey. Now, where does this take you? Well, I hope somewhere towards being a distinguished Toastmaster. A lot of you have questions about how is it different. So let me tell you how to become a DTM in Pathways. That's the end of your Pathways journey, really, till you start again. Complete 2 different parts and complete the DTM project. That's the education requirement. The club leadership requirement would require you to serve either a 12-month term as a club officer or 2 6-month terms. The district leadership would be to serve a complete 1-year term as a district officer, like an area director or a division director or one of the top 8 officers. Sometimes if you have been a coach over the last 2 years, and if you fulfill your role as a coach, you will also be getting a district officer credit. If you, like me, have been a Pathways ambassador and or a Pathways guide, you would have also got your district officer credit. Next is club extension. Serve successfully as a club sponsor of a new club or conduct a speechcraft or a youth leadership program in an existing club. If you don't know what these are, I request you to go and check out the newly released sections in our Toastmasters website, where you get to know how to conduct a speechcraft or a youth leadership program. Last but not the least, ensure that the club support box is ticked. Serve successfully as a club mentor of a new club or as a club coach of an existing club. To be appointed as a club coach, please get in touch with your club growth director, me, through your area or division director. I will be happy to help you. A club coach can be assigned to a club that has less number of members, between 8 and 12, provided the club is actually in good standing. I will explain all of that, maybe in a different session later on. Now, the fine print of Toastmasters. How can you get going like these people into Toastmasters? It's very simple. Your first part is absolutely, like they say in Ekta Kapoor serial, free, free, free. Every new path costs just $20. See, it rhymes. And what is also free is expert tips and tricks, educational materials and videos, chance to receive peer feedback online, chance to earn and display digital badges, and global brand association. Now I'm going to come to you some frequently asked questions and give you some answers.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, but let me go through the FAQs.
Okay.
You see if there are any questions left, and then you can ask me. Does it sound like a plan? I hope so. Thank you. So for FAQs and answers, some frequently asked burning questions about Pathways are as follows. Why should I take a Pathways? My answer: to unlearn, to relearn, or continue your learning journey. So it's up to you. You want to do things in a different way, or you haven't begun yet, or your journey has stopped somewhere, you have to get onto Pathways. Number 2, which path is appropriate for me? The answer is based on what you want. You may be here for leadership, you may be here for communication. Try to take that assessment fairly. If you are confused, take it again. Or some people want to take up a path which looks good on their resume. I don't know. It's about you. It's about what you want. Are you here to learn? Are you here to earn, or maybe learn as well as earn? Try to decide, is it the path that will look good on your resume? Or is this the path I really want? So you will have 3 suggestions. Take one of the paths. So that could be one way. Another question that usually comes up is, what's the ideal time to complete a path? Now, it's very self-paced, but I would like to tell you it's between 1 to 1.5 years. That's the ideal time it should take for you to complete your path if you're doing it regularly. Now, once we complete 5 level, what is next? Very simple, start another path. That's all you have to do. Why is a Pathways DTM so expensive? The answer, no, it's not. It's cheaper. You just have to pay $20 for it. If you were on the traditional path, you would have had to buy the advanced manuals. After you complete your CC, you get 2 manuals for free. All the other manuals would have to be bought, and it would have costed you much more than paying just $20. Can I change my path? Answer, yes, within 30 days. Though it's going to be changed to 90 days, I'm going to still go with 30 days. Within the 30 days of you selecting a path, you can change, provided no level has been completed. If you complete a level, you will no longer be able to change your path. Now, any questions? And now I'm going to get out of the slide sharing mode. And I'm just going to ask you.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so let's say that.
Can I have the speakers highlighted, Tanya, or something, so that I kind of know who is asking? Yes, Shrey, go on. Shrey, I mean, whoever was asking, if you can just speak.
I was asking.
Yes, Shrey.
So I have a question. So let's say that recently I completed my term as an area director, and I made that count in my ALS project. So can I use that again for one of my paths, or I have to redo that?
No. Anything that has already been used cannot be reused.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I have a question.
Yeah, one after another. Yes. Who is? Someone said, and I have a question. Yes, Jamal.
Yes.
Jamaluddin Jami.
Yeah, from Bangladesh. Yeah. For me, like last year, I took a charge of a club. I mean, as a coach, and within 2 months, club got distinguished. So, is that enough for me to get the credit of that coach of that club?
Yes, in fact, if you go to your profile right now, if you have been a club coach, were you appointed as a club coach?
Yeah.
Yes.
With
So
you,
you will be able to see whether or not you have been able to successfully fulfill the requirements of a club coach. I think it would directly show. It is already showing for me. So yeah. And that will also give you a district officer credit as well as a club coach credit. It will give you both the credits, Jamal. Sorry, Jami. Thank you. Anyone else?
Yes. Why do people join more than one club? Or I mean, you said that you can join more than one club, but what's the purpose? Why should someone join more than one?
Okay, I'm a member of 5 clubs. I'm a member of 5 clubs because I enjoy the different kind of interactive experiences that comes with it. Let me tell you about my clubs. I'm a member of a club which is called IBM Blue Voice Toastmasters Club because I work in IBM. I'm a member of a club called Kolkata Advanced Toastmasters Club because I helped start the club, and it has some of the best people. For example, the immediate past district director, Jennifer Coach DTM. It has the district finance manager, which is Gaurav Agarwal. It has me, who is the club growth director. So we have 7 DTMs in the club. 7 district officers, 5 DTMs, and everything is very, very competitive. I'm also a member of Advanced Club of Toastmasters in Siliguri, which is a new club. And the experiences there are very different because I get to also teach. I'm a member of a club in Udaipur as well, where I also am the sergeant at arms. And it's so much fun. The meetings happen in a very different manner. The question is, why am I a member of different clubs? It's my personal wish. You may have a different reason. But Rudra, I've always noticed that when I started my journey as Toastmasters, I was always a member of a corporate club as well as a community club. And that really helped me. As I became a district officer, I understood that sometimes being a member of different divisions gives you different kinds of perspectives. I did not say you can be a member of multiple clubs during the presentation. I said you can actually complete multiple projects. So I think maybe you heard me wrong. But then again, since you asked me this question, something that I practiced and preached, Over the years, I've been a club executive officer 35 times because I was a member of multiple clubs, and that really taught me a lot, and I could grow faster. So the answer is because I get more leadership opportunities and I get to get a lot of feedback from different people, because some of these can only be given by members of your club. But there is no one answer. Everyone has a different answer to this. I hope that somewhat answers your question, Rudra. Thank you.
One more question, Ayan, if I may.
Yes, please.
So let's say that a person has already completed the CC, but since the traditional manuals are not anymore applicable, to participate in ISC, will the person be required to complete 2 parts, or since he's a CC, he or she is a CC, they can still participate in ISC?
Excellent question, Shrey. As per the new rule book that has just been released, to be a judge and a contestant, you have to complete 2 levels in pathways. The traditional requirements will no longer hold valid.
Thank you.
This is only for ISC. And this is applicable for a judge as well as a contestant.
I have a question.
Yes, Seema.
We have seen that there are 5 levels in each path, level 1, level 2. So I just want to know, like, is it a systematic way that I need to complete after level 1, only can I go to level 2 and only level 3 and then finally the end?
It's an excellent question, Seema. Ideally, when you are on your first path, you should complete level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. However, as a vice president of education, if someone comes to you and says that I have completed level 3, just ask them for the proof and give them the permission to complete. However, you will not be able to apply it in Club Central, but it can be done in pathways. Only when you do level 2, then only it can come into Club Central. Okay. So please understand, this is also applicable because some of us might be pursuing multiple paths and you might have completed level 3, maybe level 1 is remaining. It's a very unusual situation. So the answer is yes, technically you can, even though you will not get credit in Club Central unless you do it one after another. However, it is suggested that you do one after another, but it is definitely allowed, and technically you can also have that completion accepted by your president, secretary, or vice president of education.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Seema.
I have one question. So
Yes,
it's regarding level 4 and level 5 of pathways. So we have level 1, project 1 in both is first is project management, and level 5 it's leadership development, right? So in both we need to work on a project and ultimately show, in one we need to show our managerial skills and another one leadership skills. The only difference I see is that in leadership project, what you need to do, you need to have guidance committee. But if I think from execution perspective, the way I will be doing that leadership execution as well, it's more or less going to be same. Though I can write a speech how I acted as a leader in that. So I just want to understand, when it comes to execution, if I am choosing leadership 1 because I have already done project management, so how can actually I feel the difference while executing a project? So that's been in my mind.
That's been on your mind. I think it's a very interesting question, Prachi, but just look at the fact as what is your pathway? Is it the dynamic leadership pathway?
It's innovative planning.
Innovative planning, yes.
Yeah.
Now the project is innovative planning is slightly different. It also tells you that you should be doing this for 6 months, correct? So one of it is doing a project, another one is doing it over a duration of time. So think about what is a project that you can do over 6 months, or a project that will require 6 months. Don't just do something because you know how to do that. Say, for example, an HPL project. An HPL project can also be completed in 3 weeks. However, is there a project that requires 6 months of your time in innovative planning? What kind of innovation can you get into planning? Think of this, Prachi, as a safety net where you can try something really innovative, and even if it fails, you have the safety net to save you. So that is something you should think about, Prachi, before you incorporate such a project. So try to look at the innovative part of innovative planning. What is the innovation you're bringing in? And believe me, innovation is the key. Sometimes you just have to figure out where the lock is to unlock, but maybe find out what kind of lock fits the key. So what kind of project should you put your innovation in? That something might require 6 months. So yes, even the projects are similar. They are very, very different because one will require a 360-degree evaluation. Another will not require a 360-degree evaluation. Another difference between the 2 projects that you just mentioned, Prachi, is one of them is supposed to be carried out over a period of 6 months. You have to initially start off by delivering a speech about your plan and carry it off, have discussions with your guidance committee members, and so on. So that is more aligned to a high performance leadership. Go through the videos in the project, ensure no section is missed. And I'm absolutely certain, Prachi, you will figure out the differences. And I wish you all the best towards the completion of that project, Prachi.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's 8 minutes to 9. I hope my presentation was fine. I did tell you that towards the end, it'll be your questions and the answers would be mine. So I'm just going to ask you, are there any other questions or are we all fine?
Sir, which parts would you recommend for general personality development?
Nothing.
I believe.
Because I'll tell you why. Because all parts have general personality development. That is level 1, mastering fundamentals. You see, every path is broken into 5 pillars, 5 core competencies: public speaking, interpersonal communication, strategic leadership, management, and confidence. So public speaking and confidence is there across any of the 11 paths you take, which will directly help you in your general personality development. All right. However, anything else that you want, are you looking at interpersonal communication? Then maybe some specific parts. Are you looking at strategic leadership? Then some specific parts. Are you looking at management? Then some specific parts. What I suggest strongly, Rudro, you do is go to the District 41 website. And yesterday, a lot of documents, including a very detailed document on what are the projects in each and every path till level 3 has been mentioned. Go through the document, find out the projects and see what is suitable for you, Rudro, based on what personality you would like to have. Because we have different kinds of personalities, right?
Yeah.
So
well,
see what
actually,
is there.
I've already taken a path engaging humor, but I was asking just in case I would.
Rudro, engaging humor is a very, very difficult path. However, I strongly suggest you take, because that's the path I took as well. I strongly suggest that there is an elective there called vocal variety. So vocal variety is an elective which I think really, really helps in engaging humor, because you really need to know how to voice modulate for better impact. So if you want to know how to have a better impact in terms of your voice modulation, please go out and try that elective.
I have one more question now. So
Yes.
you mentioned that it's going to take 6 months, so I need to check this thing. So in the meanwhile, can I take another path if I want to? Because if
Yes, of course.
taking 6 months,
It might be the last project will take. Just go through it and check the project requirements. If some of the projects has a time limit to it, but Prachi, what you should do is, if you have already done till one path, it doesn't say that you have to finish till level 5 and then start another path. I personally started 2 paths kind of parallelly during my second DTM. Okay, and I think that really helped me. So Prachi, just go and buy one path with $20, maybe engaging humor, and then you and Rudro can share notes as to what is it you need to do. Rudro, are we game? Yeah, some notes can be shared, and I'm always there because I completed that. That's a very difficult path, but also very enjoyable. Maybe you can try it out.
Yeah, I will. Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Yeah, hello, Ayan. I also have a question.
Of course, please go on.
Yes, so I'm Sonika. Yeah, I just you have already picked this point earlier. I just want to confirm it once again that if someone has completed the competence manual and then he has started a new pathway, but that person has not complete level 2, then the person can participate in humorous and evaluation contest.
Everything apart from international speech to participate.
That means if a person has done a competent manual, then the person can't participate
even if you are a DTM, even if you are a distinguished Toastmaster, you can't participate. That is the rule as of now, unless it changes or something.
Okay, then the person has to complete level 2 to participate.
Level 2 of pathways has to be completed. Yes.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Sonika. I hope that answers your question. Don't worry, there is time for that. You can easily complete till level 2. It's very easy.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, does anyone have any questions? Great. Then I think we can probably end. And I can thus ensure that we are not late. And so I'm going to ask you, was it worth the wait? I don't know. But you would know that. And please don't wait. Don't think that this presentation was fine. Find out what will it do for me How can I gain it for mine? Don't think of this as an old wine in a new bottle. Don't think of this as something that will end up throttling you. No. This ensure that you push towards pathways with full throttle and ensure you let your thoughts outside that bottle. I wish you all the very best towards your pathways journey. Go and check out this presentation, which will be uploaded by tomorrow. And you're the first group of people who gets access to this presentation. Sometime tomorrow, whole of District 41 will get access to it. So congratulations for the sneak peek. And this will be uploaded onto the District 41 website. Please go through the document on pathways, which has been uploaded there. The link to all of that has been posted in the presidents, the vice president of education, and the vice president membership groups. If you don't have, reach out to your area or division director. They will also be able to give you the link. And it's very simple. It's d41tm.org. I wish you all the very best. So thank you and congratulations. Over to you, Tanya.